been seeing online that Husqvarna is closing down their Sweden plant and they're moving it to China. Hello and welcome back to Hardworking Man. I went to the Equip Expo and I got to run the all-new Husqvarna 564. I'm going to tell you what I think about it. I also talked to the guys at Husqvarna because there's been some rumors online that they're closing their plant in Sweden and moving it to China, and that's important for all of us to know. So I'm going to tell you what they said at the end of this video. I'm going to run my 261 real quick because after running that 564 at the show, I was like, well, I got a 261, so let's see how they compare. So here I am with Rick. They call him Chainsaw Santa, and he's going to tell us a little bit about the 564 and what I can expect when I run it, because it's your guys' first fuel injected saw, right?
Correct.
All right, so what can you tell me about this thing?
What the new launch? Some very cool things about the saw. 60cc powerhouse, right? That has 70cc performance. The saw is almost a quarter of a pound lighter than our 562 Mark II, which our 562 Mark II, when it was relaunched, was about a quarter of a pound less than the original 562. So now we're a half a pound lighter, and size-wise on the body of the saw, we've been able to narrow it up due to some changes in components. And so we're in between a 550 and a 562 Mark II, but we're carrying the power of a 572. It's been a really cool thing.
Awesome. And I actually do have a 261 that I have, an older Husqvarna, so it's probably size comparison to that, lighter, more power, way more powerful, I'm sure.
Yep.
But so I'm excited to give this thing a run. So how do you start this? What's the starting procedure? So when I get mine, I'm already an expert.
The greatest thing about this is that it's going to be 2 steps, right? So we purge and we pull.
Nice.
We're off to the races.
Doesn't get easier than that.
Yep. That's it. And down is up.
All right. Yeah, I'll do that on the second one. I will say this saw is definitely nice and light for the power that it's supposed to have. Wool's good for a small saw. What kind of wood is that?
I think it's ash.
Ash? All right. I think my wife might steal this from me.
What do you think?
I like it for the weight and the power. Like, it's nice, and that's just stock.
Super combination.
I'm sure as soon as some people get them, they'll get them ported. But I'm gonna run mine stock, and I don't know about getting it ported if it'll even be worth it with all the technology that's into it.
To be honest, just like the 592.
Yeah.
Super minimal amount that you can do internally.
Yeah, I know a lot of the newer saws. Like the older saws, porting does a lot more. But the newer saws, they're, I guess, so advanced it doesn't do as much. So.
Sure, and we're already opening up the ports. We're already smoothing the combustion chamber.
I will say it's smooth when you run it too. Like I've noticed, it's a pretty smooth and pretty snappy. So.
Yeah. It's got a lot of zip, and the instant throttle response is super sweet.
Yeah, it'll be my first fuel injected saw. I never jumped on the 500i bandwagon. I was more of the I want to adjust my stuff myself, but when this came out, I was like, I got to get one. So
I'm glad to hear that. Thanks for coming in.
Hey, thanks for letting me run it. All right, so now that I've got to run the 564, and I just got home and ran the 261, I will tell you that 564 definitely feels lighter than this thing. Runs a lot smoother, a lot more crisp throttle response, and I would say more power. It's tough to tell. I'm cutting different wood. It's a different day, but I mean, that saw, what surprised me the most when I picked up that 564 was just how small and light it felt. And then it still pulled a pretty long bar through some big, he said it was ash. I don't know what it was, but it was some hardwood. And I can't wait to get mine and test it, compare it to other saws. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. My first fuel injected saw ever, and we'll see how it does. Now, if you want to pre-order a 564, you can jump on sawsuppliers.com. I'll put a QR code, I'll put a pinned comment and a link in the description. Use code HWM10. You save 10% and you get free shipping. You can get one of them 564s for just barely over $1,000 with the HWM10 discount code. Now, when I was there, I also said, you know what? I've been seeing online that Husqvarna is closing down their Sweden plant and they're moving it to China. They manufacture saws in Sweden and Brazil. They actually have some that are contracted and put together here in the US, and yes, they do build saws in China. So I was like, what's going on? What's going on with the closing the Sweden plant, moving it to China? And Rick said, that is not happening, so you guys can rest easy. He said they've always built saws in China. It's the 100 lineup, the homeowners. That's understandable because, I mean, you can't pay top dollar and use all the top components in your homeowner saws. He said their pro model saws are still going to continue to be made in Sweden and Brazil. So you don't have to worry about the China rumors, at least for now. They've always built saws in China, which a lot of you might not have known, but they're the homeowner models, not the pro models. So that's what I have to share with you. That's straight out of Rick's mouth, one of the reps from Husqvarna at the Equip Expo, and I got to run the 564. And I can't wait for mine to show up to do more testing. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think that saw is going to be worth buying? Do you think it is going to have a lot of problems because it's the first release? They've been working on it for a long time, so hopefully, fingers crossed, it's going to be all right. Thanks for watching, Hardworking Man, guys, and have a great day.